And welcome back to Hey Funny's Dark Souls playthrough. Trying a slightly different setup on this video. Seems like the audio wasn't quite as good a quality as I thought it was going to be, and it was a little bit loud as well. So, I'm trying slightly different setup this time. But, looks like we are back with Hey Funny the Pyromancer, looking as gruesome as ever. Looks like he could really use some humanity. But, oh, might need to turn on the sound. There we go. Make sure that sounds okay. Alright, so now, also in addition, I am going to start doing longer videos. I haven't really done much uploading to YouTube over the years, and I didn't realize that the 10-minute limit was actually changed. And now I guess you can have unlimited limit of time on videos if you verify some information with YouTube. So I've already done that, and I'm probably going to make each video around 25 minutes to a half hour, hopefully. But yeah. Anyways. Like I said, welcome back, and last time we were taking a look at some stats, taking a look at his armor, and I mentioned that this armor that the Pyromancer starts out with is actually really good armor, even though a lot of people assume that it's really bad. Now when you look at the stats, just your general status screen, you will notice that it lets you know your level. One thing I wish it would tell you is I wish it would let you know how many souls you need to go up to the next level. It doesn't actually tell you that unless you are going to a bonfire to level up and you actually have enough souls. So when you try to increase a stat, if you have enough souls, it will put that amount of souls in that soul slot there. This slot here. And also, that's another good thing to know is on the 360. I'm not sure what the control is on the PS3 version, but if you use the back key on any of your menu screens here, it will tell you specifically what each stat is for. Pretty much explains each thing on this screen, and it's a very good idea to familiarize yourself with what each thing is about, because there's a lot of people that didn't realize how to use miracles or pyromancies or sorceries, just because they didn't really do any research at all, didn't really look at what each stat was for. For example, the attunement, you have to have a certain amount of attunement to have slots. Then if you have enough slots to equip a sorcery or a pyromancy or a miracle, you also have to have the proper stats to use that miracle, as well as having a item equipped in one hand that is the catalyst for the specific type of spell you're casting. So like the fire hand item for pyromancy, a sorcerer's catalyst for sorcery, or the faith item. So and on here also I wanted to mention that these stats over here, curse resist, like we were saying before, curse resist is affected by humanity. If you are human, if you have lots of humanity, your curse resist will go up. Poison resist, if that's pretty high, it's not only is it more difficult for you to become poisoned, but it also decreases the damage that you take while you're poisoned. Poise is very good due to the fact that if you have at least 40 poise, you can start an attack, and even if you get hit during your attack, it won't stun you and break you out of your combo. So you can just keep on doing a multi-hit combo if you're, using a weapon that has like a multiple strike and have enough stamina to do that attack. You may get hit, you may take damage from the monster that's attacking you, but you will continue your combo and get all the strikes in as long as they don't block or parry your attack. So poise is very handy to have. Obviously stamina you need for pretty much every of action other than just walking. If you were sprinting, that decreases your stamina. If you're attacking, decreases stamina. Blocking, deflecting attacks, everything uses stamina, so you definitely need to learn to manage your stamina properly. That's a lot. That's one thing that new players that just starting out in the series don't really realize. They just figure, oh, it's an action hack and slash type game. I can just swing as fast as I can and not have to worry about anything. No, you have to worry about stamina. Let's see, is there anything else I wanted to mention? Well, no, that looks like that pretty much takes care of that. When you're looking at armor, you go to equip a piece of armor, you bring up this, and you're looking at this. It doesn't really tell you all that much other than just the basic resistances. But if you hit the X key, it will bring up this screen that tells you how much physical defense that each piece of armor gives you, the defense versus specific types of attacks, strike slash thrust, and the defenses it has versus attacks that are magic, fire, or lightning. It also specifies if the piece of armor adds poise, and of course the resistances to bleed, poison, and curse. The weight is very important on the screen to know, because that will tell you how much it's adding to your equipment load. And I just hit the Y button on the 360 controller, and that will change the status screen on the right hand side, which is good to know how to do, because when you're looking at equipment, if you want to stay under 25% of your max equipment load, you are going to want to switch this to this screen when you're looking at different armors, so that you know what that's going to raise your equipment total to. Like I said, if you look at this this tattered set that you start out with as a pyromancer, extremely high poison resist, has a little bit of curse resist and bleed resist, And for some reason, even though it's cloth, you'd think that it would catch fire very easily, but it does have fire defense, even on the hood. So, like I said, and looking at the physical defense numbers, you would think that this isn't very good armor, but when you find the knight armor and find some of the first armors that the monsters drop, that the other undead NPC controlled monsters drop, it's actually worse than your starter armor. The only thing better about it is it may have just slightly have some poise, but that's only because it's heavier armor. But again, very lightweight. 2.7 for a chest piece is extremely light, and 30 defense for fire. So 35 poison resist on the arms, another 18 for fire defense, another 35 poison resist for the boots. And right now, my equipment load is only 8. So out of 45, that's only going to put me... It's going to put me under 25%. I can do 11.25, just under 11.25, and still be under 25%, and that will give me the best roll speed, the fastest sprint speed, and have my stamina regenerate the fastest, without the use of an additional item that increases that naturally. Okay, so I think we're ready to head out. As far as the controls go, the left analog stick controls your character's movement. The right stick controls the camera. And so it's really a good idea to get used to running as well as moving the camera, so that when you're moving away from an enemy, you can rotate your screen around to get a better look on the enemy, especially during boss battles. You can also configure some options, the camera speed, so that you can turn faster or slower. I have mine set down pretty low because I feel like it's easier to aim when you're zooming in with the bow. So I have that pretty low. The sound controls, I turn mine down because some places the music is really, really loud. Now, these little things on the ground here, these are messages left by other players. If they have like the little undead symbol on there, that is left by another player. And the reason that there are some in the starter area, even though you don't start out with the item to do it, is because you return to this area later in the game. So, and by that time you already have the item that allows you to leave messages. But when you leave messages, it'll have that little rating there, and when you get the item to be able to rate messages that other players leave, you can rate them higher or lower. So, if you get a trolling message that leads you to someplace that's unsafe, and the message says safe zone ahead or whatever, you can rate them lower if you're mad at them trolling you, and that decreases their rating. If it's a really good message that leads you to a new bonfire or whatever, it's always a good idea to rate those high. That way that person gets credit for that, because they get I believe an extra Estus flask, and I'm not sure, I've heard that they also get humanity for that, but I'm not, that's not actually confirmed yet, I don't think. I know I have gotten extra Estus flasks, and I'm not entirely sure if that's because somebody rated one of my messages or not, because I haven't really left all that many. But anyway, let's get going. Dungeon cell key, and we're on our way. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention, in the options, the brightness controls, it says to adjust brightness until flame is visible and dragon invisible. I recommend turning it up all the way, due to the fact that the game is overly dark. I'm not exactly sure why that is. I don't know if that's just my TV, but turning it up all the way definitely helps out, because some of the areas are so dark you're not really sure what you're looking at. And I think it actually makes it look a little better. So here's a message. Now this is a message, like I said, since we're in the tutorial area, the ones that have the little knight emblem, those are left by those are messages that FromSoft put in the game for the tutorial. So that's how you can tell if it's a player that's left a message or if it's one left by the game. Okay, so that one says right bumper is to attack. And like I was saying, you'll notice that when you do that, each attack decreases your stamina bar. That's that green bar up there. So if you just mash keys, it's going to drain your stamina really fast. And then if you are out of stamina and you have a shield and you need to block, you're not going to be able to block that. And it's going to not only stun you, but chances are it's going to hurt you as well. So, you know, again, make sure you get used to how much stamina your attacks take. And it takes a different amount with a light attack and more with a heavy attack, so keep that in mind. We missed another one. Strong attack with right trigger. So strong attack, strong attack. One more, and he's dead. These guys don't attack you right now. They will when you come back here the second time. And also, as I said, the strong attack takes more stamina, so you won't be able to do as many attacks if you always do the heavy attack. A right analog stick, if you click that in, if you're close enough to an enemy and the enemy is in view and not like around a corner or something too far, you will target them, and that allows you to strafe around them. And it also is very good to do because you can roll to the side and then attack, and you will attack towards them. So it's always a good idea to target an enemy. The only exception to the rule is when you're doing a boss battle. It's sometimes necessary to de-target someone or the boss so that you can run away or get around to the side for, like attacking a specific part of them or trying to take off their tail or, whatnot. Okay, so this one, be wary of dragon. Don't know why they would put that message here. I don't know of any dragons here. I mentioned that this game is definitely one of my new favorite games of all time, practically. I mean, it's like combining Monster Hunter, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and Zelda, just in hardcore mode. So, it's really cool. And I really enjoy the graphics too. I mean, this is only in 720p because my capture card doesn't record in 1080p, but it looks really good regardless. Rest at bonfire, recover HP. Now this is a bonfire. Little hint with these, when you first find one and you hit it once and it says you lit the bonfire, that does not save your status at that bonfire. You actually have to do it twice to rest at the bonfire in order to respawn there if you die. So, you know, if you're having really a hard time in an area and you finally find that next bonfire and you're, you know, relieved and you hit it and then you die and you realize that, oh no, I didn't actually rest at that bonfire, so you have to start all the way back at the previous bonfire. So make sure you actually rest at it. It doesn't matter if you don't want the monsters to respawn. It's a good idea in general because you're going to respawn there if you die. And you don't want to respawn at another bonfire that's way, way back in a previous area if you can help it. Unless you like punishing yourself. You can attune magic at this one, although you don't really have the ability to level up or do any of the other things you can do this soon in the tutorial, so we're not going to worry about that. Illusory wall. Somehow I don't believe that. Okay, so let's go up here. Opening the door. This is a nice big room. I don't want to know what that loud noise is. Sounds like footsteps of a very large thing that I don't want to deal with. A good thing to do when entering new areas is to survey the area, because you could potentially miss a secret path. You could miss enemies that are, you know, hiding around a corner or whatnot. You could miss different paths. So get in the habit of looking around, taking in your surroundings. What's this say? Wearing a beating to a pulp. Oh boy! Whoa! Okay, so this is the first little hello. First boss that you will find. And unless you just happen to start using the fire bombs, I highly suggest not trying to kill this thing, due to the fact that you just have this little piddly broken sword, and as you can see, it doesn't do all that much. I mean, I suppose if you're totally hardcore, you could try to kill him, but that might be a little difficult. And he can practically, I mean, look, that took almost a fourth of my health. So I think what we're going to do is get the heck out of here. Oh. Run away. Whoa, hello. There's just this little doorway on the other side. Ha! What you gonna do now? I am behind a door. He wants to get me still, it looks like. Also, the back button on the 360 controller brings up the gesture menu. Unfortunately, it's not quite as cool as the PS3 version gesture menu, because that you can use the the motion controls of the PS3 control to activate certain gestures without actually going to this gesture menu. But yes, escaped from that little boss guy. Okay, so we're on our way down here. Be wary of night. Again, use your left message. Another bonfire. Rest here to get our health back. Got here. Get your shield. Shields are very, very important in this game. Got over here. Looks like there's a mob down that hallway. Oh, he's got an arrow. He's got a bow. One thing about arrows, they will stick in you and stay there for a little while. Kind of, it's fairly realistic in that sense. They stay there for a little while. These little glowy things that you see are usually either treasure, souls, items. They're good to pick up, regardless of whether it's something that you already have. Because later on in the game, there is an NPC where you can trade miscellaneous items, armor, weapons, whatnot, for extra souls. And you don't really have a limit to the amount of things that you can carry as far as armor, weapons, stuff like that. There is a limit to the amount of consumable items that you can have. You can, most of them stack, but a lot of them you can only have a certain amount of. Okay, so left button with shield equipped is guard. Press start open menu and arms icon to change equipment. So that means the arms icon is this one. And you notice this says right hand, so you can technically have two different weapons equipped in your right hand, and you use the D-pad to swap between the two without actually going to the menu. I'm just going to take that off for now because it's not really going to do us any good, but we will put on this cracked round shield that we found. And like it said, if you hold the left bumper, that will hold your shield up. And if you are having a monster targeted, when you hold that up, you will automatically target facing whoever you have targeted. So that's handy. See, like right now, I don't have this guy targeted, so if I am holding my shield up, let's see if he's gonna run. Well, if he would have attacked me just now, he would have still hit me in the shoulder. You actually have to have your shield facing the right direction. Another corpse hand axe. Now that's what I'm talking about. This hand axe is pretty nice. It attacks fairly quickly. It has halfway decent parameter bonuses. That C is strength. The next one is agility. The next one is intelligence, and the next one is faith. And the REQ param, that's the required parameters for using the weapon. You don't necessarily have to have the full equipment parameters. And this goes to show that you can't pause the game. So if you're in your menu and you're in a place where the enemy knows where you are and can get to you, they probably will come and attack you and can kill you with that menu screen up. But like I said, if you're not looking at the attacker, you will still get hit from the side. So, and that goes the same way for enemies too. I mean, if an enemy is holding up their shield and you can strafe around the side of them and attacking them, get a good angle, you will hit them instead of hitting their shield. Okay, so actually didn't equip that that weapon yet, so we're gonna go back here to this room. But as I was saying, the weapons are going to show as well, you know, the physical damage that they do, any bonuses. That +5 is actually from my from either my strength or my dex, one of the two. I think that's actually a combination of the two. So that will do 85 physical damage before you know, the defense and resistances and such of any enemy that I attack with it. It also shows if you happen to be using the weapon in two-handed mode and you block with it, that also shows on the right hand side the damage reduction if you block with the weapon. So it's only going to block 55% of physical damage, 10% of magic damage, 40% of fire damage, and 40% of lightning damage. The stability is an amount that when blocking, it will take less stamina per successful block the higher the stamina, or the higher the stability is. So keep that in mind for shields. Okay, so looks like I've been a little bit long-winded explaining things in this third video, so we're gonna cut this short, and in the next video we will come back and really get down to it and kill some enemies, maybe kill that boss. So be right back here, and we'll all see you in the next video.